give you a $90,000 gift?
Yes, please.
No, I'll give it to you in what is been released last week, the new loan limits, right? We're going to change gears a little bit.
This is crazy, guys.
We're going to change gears a little bit and talk about, on the mortgage side of the coin. Some big news came down the pipe last week, and I'm super excited about it, and I hope you guys are too, because what happened was we have three major underwriters of mortgages. We have Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and FHA, FHA. I call it FHA. Anyway, so they all said, hey, we got to keep our loan limits up with the going market, and we got some sizable increases in loan limits. So
time out.
Yes.
What's a loan limit?
I was just going to go there. Oh, thank you. That's a great question, Darcy. Let's jump into that. So what the underwriters do, they come out and say, hey, houses are valued X amount of dollars in this area. The average house is going for this. We're going to set our loan limit where Fannie, Freddie, and FHA, they say, hey, we'll lend up to this limit. If we exceed this limit, you're going to have to find a different mortgage outlet. We're not going to underwrite the loan. You're going to have to go into the jumbo market. Yeah, the jumbo market. And so underwriters are great people, and I love our underwriters. And then like the jumbo underwriter is like the WWF wrestler of the underwriting world, right? They are like ripped up. They're looking deep into it. So we try to keep as many people in Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and FHA as possible, because the underwriting in the jumbo market, if we can avoid it, it's worth avoiding, right? Not saying that if you're buying that $2 million, $3 million house, you're going into the jumbo market unless you're putting down a huge down payment. And then we're going to talk about like rate of return, and we'll talk you out of a huge down payment.
Yeah.
But that's a different show. But the loan limits just went up in the Fannie Freddie world by $90,000. Over $90,000.
Huge increase.
Huge. $98,000.
Okay, so let's put some numbers to this.
I love numbers.
So for conventional.
So Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, a.k.a. conventional, a.k.a. Conforming, those numbers, and I'm going to say statewide numbers first, and then we're going to drill it down into the Tri-County area. Because y'all right here in the Tri-County area, you Pierce, King, and Snohomish folks, you special. You super special, right? So let's talk about the limit that's over the whole state and coast to coast, right? So if we go from the Pacific Ocean all the way to the East Coast and go touch the Atlantic, your loan limit in 2021 was $548,000 and a little bit of change, right? You jumped up to $647,000.
Now that is straight across the country without adjustments for, this city's more expensive.
Yep.
So that is anywhere in the country.
Anywhere from coast to coast. And actually Hawaii and Alaska. Yeah. So huge numbers. And then we drill that down just a little bit deeper. So Fannie and Freddie's, they're really cool cats, right? They go, hey, there's places like Seattle, and there's places like San Francisco and San Diego and Maryland and DC and all these other, I don't know why Alaska got thrown in there, but Alaska got thrown in there. Totally weird. Anyway, I digress. They say, hey, there's high cost living areas, and we need to have a higher loan limit for these folks so they can still access conventional lending through Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. And guess what, guys? We went up to $891,000, up from $776. Boom. So the top side is pretty big, very big. It is the largest year-over-year increase that Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac have put into the market. And following suit is FHA. FHA went from a coast-to-coast limit, right? Regardless where you are in the United States, you had a limit of $356,000. There's some change on all of these. I'm not going to get into that weeds, but you get the big picture here. They went from $356,000 up to $420,000. Now, around here, King, Pierce, and Snohomish, that doesn't sound big.
Nope.
But I'm multi-state licensed. I work with a lot of folks that are going to Idaho, going to Montana, going to east side of the state, going to east side of Oregon, and that is a substantial difference when you're talking about Walla Walla, or you're talking about Yakima or the Tri-Cities. To go from 356 up to 420, that opens up a whole world of lending options for FHA.
It really, really does. And please keep in mind that these are the values that you can borrow.
Yes. These are the values you're borrowing.
This is not the purchase price.
That's a great point. So now you stack up that purchase price, you stack up that down payment on top of these loan limits, whether you're putting minimum down at like 3.5% for FHA or 3% for conventional, or you're putting down more, right? So you're really getting close to touching almost $1 million purchase in the Tri-County area in King, Pierce, and Snohomish. You're getting really close to $1 million purchase and putting down as little as 5%. That's pretty crazy to me.
It is.
One thing that I got to throw this out there.
Yep.
Loan limits are based on county, right? So these are for all of our county line lookers, right? So if you're on the county lines, if you're down in Pierce and you're looking in South Pierce County, and then all of a sudden, oh, dang, did you see that listing down in Olympia that popped up? Super sweet. It's right in my price range. I want to go grab it. When you cross that county line, you're going from high balance area down to regular loan limit area. So you're taking a huge haircut, like 50% of your loan capacity, you're taking in a haircut. So definitely if you're in a high cost area and you're shopping in a high cost area, so this is when you're going north or south of either south of Pierce County line or north of the Snohomish line into Skagit, you have to be aware that the second you cross that line, your world is a-changing.
Big time.
Big time. Same going east. If you're looking on the east side of the counties, and then all of a sudden you kick on over to Kittitas County, and then all of a sudden your world is a-changing again in a big way. So
this is another reason why it's super important that your lender and your realtor have a good relationship. Because I know when my clients are searching FHA, I know why they're searching FHA, and I know what the limits are. So if we cross a border, I know, like, hey, guys, we don't even look at this one because you're not going to be able to bring that loan limit with you. Or, yeah, we can look at that one, but you're not going to be able to do it FHA. You're going to have to switch it up. Not that I'm giving loan advice. I just know enough about the situation to have them talk to this guy or somebody on his team to make sure we're not wasting our time looking at something they're going to fall in love with and then can't purchase.
We have found in our professional careers that no one likes to waste time. So, yeah.
Shocking.
We like to work together.
Shocking.
So we're not wasting your time, not wasting our resources. And at the end of the day, our goal is to get you into that house. So let's make that happen.
Yeah.